thing happens second, like that. But when you're describing something, it could also be because you think that something is more important than the other. So you put the most important thing first, and the second thing second. The less important thing, the third most important thing, like that. Do we get this? Yeah. Okay. But when you are sequencing, then yeah, you have first, second, third, whatever. After, then next. So right after the first thing, you put this next. And finally, when you hear this word, you know that the person is about to finish the talk, right? So yeah, if you can remember these words, this would also help you when you talk. So what I wanted to do is, we have time? Yeah, we have time. Sure. We have time. I'll play these again, all over, and then try to listen. Try to listen to these words first, second, after. He didn't use so much after. He used more. He used first, after, then. Try to catch these words.
Listen to a conversation among three friends. As you listen, number the events in the order they happened. Compare your answers with a partner's.
Listen, have you ever done something really stupid or dangerous just to impress someone?
What? You mean like bungee jumping? Sure.
Bungee jumping? It must have been so scary.
You better believe it. The only reason I didn't chicken out is because my girlfriend was there, and I didn't want to look like a coward.
So, what was it like?
First,
What was it like? First.
I had to sign a waiver form saying basically that it's all my responsibility if I die. That's when I got chills down my spine.
And what happened after you signed your life away?
Then they weighed me.
Weighed you? What for?
Yeah, I know. I thought it was kind of odd too, but it's for a good reason, 'cause your weight determines how long the bungee cord will be, so you don't hit the ground.
Ouch! Sounds painful.
And very dangerous. Some people have actually died that way. But anyway, so they weighed me and put all this gear on me, like ropes and straps.
Did you get nervous watching the people ahead of you jump?
Oh yeah. And I got butterflies in my stomach with every one. Just looking down was pretty scary too. I'm not afraid of heights, but even for me, looking straight down 200 feet was pretty disheartening.
And you still jumped?
Yeah, in a moment of insanity. So when my turn came, they put the cord around my legs, but get this, they didn't tie it. They just wrapped the cord around my legs a few times and said, "Okay, you're ready." I really thought I was going to die.
I'm not surprised.
How did it feel to be jumping off into thin air with just a rope around your ankles?
Well, I summoned all my courage and tiptoed to the edge of the platform. As I was stepping toward the edge, it seemed that the cord around my ankles was getting looser. And that was unbelievably scary, I'll tell you. Then I jumped.
This was really fast. Then I jumped.
And I plummeted straight toward the ground. I have to say, I thought I was a goner. But then I felt the tug of the cord.
I thought I was a goner, but then, ta-da! So it's a continuation of what he wanted to say.
And I realized that the scariest part was over, and I was still alive.
Okay. So basically, the words that I wrote here is the words that you find on the student book as well. But in this conversation, not all of them appear. But it's just something that we can remember, when we listen for conversations or when we talk. This is a good way to help organize our talk, right? So, yeah, so when you talk, the first thing you want to do, like this guy, what do you do first? He told, it's almost like a little bit like when we were talking a few days ago, you have a topic sentence when you write. When you read something, you have a topic sentence. So when you talk, when you're describing something, when you're telling somebody your experience. First thing is also, oh, okay, you say, yeah, this was my experience. And then you tell the details. Right, this is what he was doing as well. So, when you tell the details, you can use these words, the sequencing words, to help organize the details. Okay, and then the last thing I want you to hear, to listen to, is try to listen to what kind of grammar was he using? What was the tense that he was using? Yes, it was past tense, but there was something else too. I mean, past tense, but
As you listen, number the events in the order they happened. Compare your answers with a partner's.
Listen, have you ever done something really stupid or dangerous just to impress someone?
What? You mean like bungee jumping? Sure.
Bungee jumping? It must have been so scary.
You better believe it. The only reason I didn't chicken out is because my girlfriend was there, and I didn't want to look like a coward.
So,
I didn't want to look like a coward, so this is past tense, you know.
what was it like?
First,
What was it like? Again, past tense. What was it like?
I had to sign a waiver form saying basically
I had to.
that it's all my responsibility if I die. That's when I got chills down my spine.
That's when I got chills down my spine.
And what happened after you signed your life away?
What happened after you signed your life away?
Then they weighed me.
Weighed you?
Then
What
they weighed
for?
me.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was kind of odd too, but it's for a good reason, because your weight determines how long the bungee cord.
Did you notice here in this, he doesn't use the past tense. The way determines. Did you hear that?
Your weight determines how long the bungee.
Did you hear the S? Determines? What is that? We learned this just the past week. Your weight determines how long the cord will be. The reason is because this is a fact. It happened in the past, right? The whole experience happened in the past. But the fact is still true even now as we speak. It is still true that, you know, how much you weigh will determine how long the cord is when you do the bungee jumping. Yeah. So it's still a fact. So you still use the present tense.
bungee cord will be, so you don't hit the ground.
Ouch! Sounds painful.
And very dangerous.
See, sounds painful. That's a stative verb, right? Sounds painful.
Some people have actually died that way. But anyway, so they weighed me and put all this gear on me, like ropes and straps.
Did you get nervous watching the people ahead of you jump?
Oh yeah. And I got butterflies in my stomach with every one.
I got butterflies. Because it was an experience that happened in the past, right?
Just looking down was pretty scary too.
Okay. Just looking down. Did you get that?
Everyone. Just looking down was pretty scary too.
Just looking down was pretty scary too. Looking down. So why is it this happened in the past? Why is he using the progressive?
It's not a verb. No, it's not.
It was a verb. Just looking down was pretty scary.
Because
He was
is
looking.
explained.
Yeah, in a sense, he's explaining, but also when you think of the verb plus ing in English, there are many different ways to explain that. So one of them is if you want to describe an event that happened in the past, and if this thing happened for a period of time, you could use the progressive. This is why. Yep. Did you get that? Yeah. So, the verb plus ing in English. The first time we learn about it is what we say, oh, okay, we tell you is because it's something that is happening right now. So that's why we use the verb plus ing, right? But there is also the past progressive. Past progressive is something that happened in the past, and you're still using the verb ing. Why is that? You know, I was looking down. It's because you were looking down. This thing, this action, wasn't just one point. It happened over in your mind. It happened over a period of time. That's why you would use that as well. Okay. So this is something just for you to remember, because we will talk about this coming week. Just for you to know this.
I'm not afraid of heights, but even for me,
You notice he's using the present now. I am not afraid of heights. So this is his normal self. Normally he's not afraid of heights, but
looking straight down 200 feet was pretty disheartening.
looking down 200 feet, you know, the thing back then when he was looking down 200 feet was pretty disheartening. Disheartening means discouraging. It means that, oh, okay, he was not encouraged. He thought, oh, I'm chicken, I'm coward, like that.
You still jumped?
Yeah,
You still
in a
jump?
moment of insanity. So when my turn came, they put the cord around my legs, but get this, they didn't tie it. They just wrapped the cord around my legs a few times and said, okay, you're ready. I really thought I was going to die.
I'm not surprised.
How did it feel to be jumping off into thin air with just a rope around your ankles?
Well, I summoned all my courage and tiptoed to the edge of the platform.
Summon all my courage. So this is all past tense. Summon all my courage, tiptoe.
As I was stepping toward the edge,
As I was stepping toward the edge, I was stepping. Why? Because it wasn't just one very, very, very short point. It was a process, right? I was stepping toward the edge. So, yeah.
it seemed that the cord around my ankles was getting looser.
It seemed, as I was stepping toward the edge, it seemed, simple past, it seemed. So basically for him, in his mind, he thought that this stepping was a process, and it seemed, you know, just a look. So there is a comparison between the two things that happened in the past. One thing was was lasting a period of time, and then just looking, it seemed, it felt. That was the short thing. So that's how you can contrast the two. But we will learn later about this.
And that was unbelievably scary, I'll tell you. Then I jumped, and I plummeted straight toward the ground.
Jumped,
I have to say,
plummeted,
I thought I was a goner. But then,
Thought.
I felt the tug of the cord, and I realized that the
Felt.
scariest part was over, and I was still alive.
realized.
And there's really not much more to tell, except that I can brag about that jump for the rest of my life.
Sounds so terrifying.
I can brag about that jump for the rest of my life. What tense is this? I can brag. Yeah, I can brag. So simple present, but representing to the future, right? Because he says for the rest of my life. So these are just a little bit of grammar. So it's like a review for the grammar that we learned before, but also a preview for the things that we will learn next week. Okay, so finally, I have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So try to talk to your partner something, a memorable moment that happened in your life. It could be, so remember, okay, first of all, what was the thing? What happened? The main thing, right? And then the details. Now when you talk about the details, you can sequence them. And because it happened in the past, so try not to use the present tense. Try to use the past tense. Okay. Memorable moment. It could be adventure, your first date, your first baby. All these. Really?
I get the experience which I made curry rice by myself. First, I went to supermarket and I bought potato and pork meat